G'day, Murray from MBM. Guys, one of the most common issues that I see as a first aid urgent thing to fix, stuck valves. Valve sticks, or particularly when Junior hasn't been playing, could clearly go, oh, what's happening? One of the silliest things though, is no one really tells you how to oil your valves. Where to oil them. And I see some amazing differences and people obviously thinking with the best of intentions and wondering why that's not happening. So here's a quick little lick on how to sort it out. Use a good oil. Now, there are worldwide arguments as to what is a good oil. I like synthetic oils generally. They're a little bit more expensive. The Yamaha oils are fantastic. Pure oil is great. Allison is another one. They're lovely. I like Hetman for my older instruments, or I like the old Super Slick Fast, which is basically the same as Alcas. Alcas is a lovely oil too. Whatever you get, stick with it. If you change between a synthetic and a petroleum-based oil, and usually you notice the changes in the price, wash your valves thoroughly first, because generally they don't mix and you're just creating more problems. But valve oils, yeah, they do the job. You can use blue juice, look, you can use water if you want. It's just one of those things. What happens, and I'm going to swap over to the other camera in a moment so that we can get a close-up on what I'm doing. I'm using my cornet, my lovely, beautiful little cornet, and I'm assuming that a valve has gone wrong. So what I'm going to do is actually take the valve out and show you a couple of things. This is mainly, you'd be surprised how many people do not know how to oil the valves. Okay, so I'm over on this camera now, and you can see the valve, you can see the top of the cap there, and we undo it. Now, one of the things that I find particularly with kids is they tend to over tighten valve caps and the bottom valve cap, and that's just making it hard for them. So only finger tight, just so you get rid of that clicking sound when you put it in. All right, I've undone it, I've taken the valve out, just going to put the instrument down. Now, what you can see here is the valve. Take them out one at a time, because if you take them all out, you'll get them mixed up. They all look the same. This is the area we want to oil. Not here, not here, and yet people will do it. This is the area we need to oil. Okay, how much oil? Less. Less is better. You will find kids will put in, and they think, I'll drown this thing in oil, and that must make it work better. But what happens is the oil dries, the oil emulsifies, forms a layer, and actually does worse. It makes it stick more. So here we go. I usually say just a little pop there, that's it. Right? It's not going anywhere. I've got a little bit, probably a little bit too much on there actually. When you put it back in, put it in and turn it around. Right? That just moves the oil around, always in the barrel. Now oil does two things. It lubricates so that the valve goes up and down, which is what we want, but it also forms a seal between the valve and the casing, preventing air leaks, which gives you a cleaner, purer tone. So it is good to use good quality oil, because you'll get that. And older instruments, a thicker oil is generally best. Now, when you go to put it back in, it will only go one way. And you'll find there's a keyway in there. You can see that. We call that the valve guide. There it is there. I'll just bring that up nice and close. There's the valve guide. You can have a look in. And on most instruments these days, each valve will have a number stamped on it inside, and the number points towards the mouthpiece. However, with a lot of cheaper student instruments, it will have all that and the keyway doesn't fit. So you still need to be just aware. It goes in there and it'll only lock in a position. Now, if the valve is in the right spot, you'll be able to blow through it. If the valve is in the wrong spot, you won't be able to blow through it. Common problem. You get the kids coming up saying my instrument won't work, that's why. Then we put it in and we thread it there, gentle, so you don't cross thread that. because those threads are pretty fine, just to the point that that click stops. And there you have it. We have our instrument back at work, ready to go, and no great excessive amount of oil. Something like that should last you for years. If it doesn't, we've got a problem. Using too much. And I've had people come in to buy oils and things where they've said, oh, use that every term. Boy, there's something wrong with your instrument. Of course, if there is something wrong with your instrument, take it to a proper technician. Don't try and do it at home. A proper technician has the tools to align your valves, to do all the cleaning and stuff that's needed. Talk to them. Don't do the home repairman trick. All right, but if you do that, it works. Catch you around.